Craig, Chiefs, who are 2-3, which is very surprising, at the Washington football team.
I mean, man, you know what? Once again, I don't like to use must wins, but man, if that wasn't a must win game for the Washington football team last week, because looking at the schedule coming up, man, it's just going to be rough. They play Hall of Fame quarterbacks coming up, and it's going to be tough to get some wins here. And the way the defense is playing, it's going to be. I just don't see it. So obviously, offense. Patrick Mahomes, he's a better quarterback. I think both of them have one wide receiver each, and then they have other wide receivers that you can throw the ball to. But Hill, to me, is over McLaurin. I think Gibson is better, obviously, than I guess Williams. They're going to throw him out there. Or the tight end, Logan Thomas is hurt, and you throw out there, obviously, Kelsey is one of the best tight ends of all time. So, just Patrick Mahomes in general just pretty much trumps what Washington has for offense. Defense, man, this is like these are two terrible defenses. Washington on paper should be a lot better than what they are. The secondary is mostly the issue, but also the front four is not getting any sacks. I think they have like 6 sacks all season or something like that. So you're not putting up pressure. The quarterback's going to pick you apart. That obviously the linebackers, they lost a linebacker, can't remember his name. Bostic, I think. Is that him? Yeah. So he's gone. Jamin Davis, he didn't play a lot of snaps last week. You kind of want him to step up and step in and step up. He didn't do that. I don't know if they didn't give him opportunity to, or because something else is going on. But the linebackers and the secondary are just not good. But that being said, the Chiefs are trash. Like if you want a championship team, you got to have a better defense than this. Like I know Patrick Mahomes is making mistakes and he's throwing interceptions that you just don't see him throw or throwing over top of guys. Just he's missing guys, and this is just un-Patrick Mahomes like. But man, that defense is terrible, and I'm gonna have to give the edge to Washington on the defense, even though they're both bad. And this should like shape up to be like a high scoring game, or like just nobody's defense stopping nobody and no punts at all. Like Washington defense to me on paper is better than the Chiefs. Obviously, the coach, obviously, I'm going Andy Reid, even though I like Ron Rivera. Andy Reid's obviously former Super Bowl coach. He's been to 2 of them. Ron has been to 1. But but man, this is shaping up to be another Bills Washington football team to me. So I'm going, and the way Mahomes played, I think he's going to bounce back from that. He doesn't want to go to 2-4, especially with the Chargers having an opportunity to go to 5-1, and the Broncos go to 4-2, and even Oakland, or they play each other. So yeah, one of those teams is going to go to probably to 4-2. So you don't want to go to 2-4 and be last place. So I'm going 42-21. 42-24. 42-24 Chiefs.
Oh, right. That didn't surprise me. The luck of the Washington football team. Patrick Mahomes is going to come in here. And it's probably going to be a lot of Chief fans there and not that many Washington football fans there. Offense. I'm going with the Washington football team. Yeah, right, guys. Come on, man. Stop playing around. Go Patrick Mahomes, man. This is going to be a bounce back game. They're probably going to balance the run more. They're going to get Tyreek Hill and Kelsey involved. Probably a little Marco Holman. Anyway, I got to get his name right. But if the Chiefs wanted a bounce back game, this is the one. The defense, both defense are terrible. Like Craig said. I don't know what's going on with the Washington football team's defense. The only thing I can point out is coaching. All guys not being in the right spots, but like the drop off from this year to last year is drastic, and it's a lot of high draft picks. I can only assume that people are going to get traded off season. But I got to give the Chiefs defense are bad. They're two bad defenses. They're two bad defenses. I got to give the edge to the Washington football team just off the namesake, just off the names. But the linebackers are horrible and the secondary is bad. But I can say the same with the Chiefs. Coaching, I like both coaches. I gotta give it to Andy Reid, just off his experience, off being back-to-back Super Bowls, winning one, being a great leader. Who's gonna win this game? You know what? The Chiefs struggle back-to-back, and then they come play the Washington football team. It's kind of like a perfect bounce-back game, and you know it's cool if you know. I would almost rather the Chiefs be 5-1 playing a Washington football team than the Chiefs being 2-3, because I just feel like they're going to play out of desperation, and they're going to make a statement that's what's going to happen. But because your defense is bad, and if Heineken can be consistent, you know, Terry McLaurin's probably going to go off. But let's see if Curtis Samuel plays. I think this is going to be. I think it's going to be 35-28 Chiefs. I think the defense is so bad. I think this is going to be a high scoring game. I think the only reason I don't think it's going to be Buffalo because Buffalo's defense is good and the Chiefs defense is not. So whether it's going to be in garbage time or not, I think it's going to be high scoring, but I have the Chiefs pulling it out. Corey?
So this game has actually turned out to be a pretty important game for both teams. Neither team really wants or honestly can really afford to fall to 2-4 on the season. But you guess obviously offensively the edge goes to Kansas City. It's hard to go against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. Defensively, I'll give the edge to Washington football team, but that's not necessarily because they're playing well, just because they're not. That's just how bad Kansas City's defense has been this year. Because the flip side of that, you take out the Chargers game from week 1, and Washington's defense has given up 30 points a game all year. And right now they get the Chiefs this week, and Green Bay next week, and then Tampa Bay 2 weeks after that. So you're getting Mahomes, Rodgers, and Brady 3 out of 4 weeks. Both teams are struggling right now. I just, like you guys, I have more faith in Andy Reid and the Chiefs to be able to get things turned around. I think they've got a little bit better roster to be able to do that with as well. I think there is a decent chance it turns into a bit of a shootout. I expect a lot of points, but I'm gonna take the Chiefs 41-31.
All right. 2 more left. Very interesting, guys. This maybe the pick of the games next week will be better. It's just this week is it's a lot of
the schedule is what it is.
Yeah, it happens every year in the NFL, man. It's always like this. It's topsy-turvy. That's why we enjoy it.